I see myself.
Frank was one of the most intimidating heavyweight ever.
He's probably the only heavyweight I know that can look more intimidating than Tyson himself.
I see myself knocking out Mike Tyson.
Tyson finally went to the body in that last exchange.
How was he punching? Was it hurting him?
He punches like a mule kick.
Las Vegas, February 25th, 1989. Under the neon lights of the Hilton Arena, it was a full house. That night, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, 22-year-old Mike Tyson, was stepping in the ring with a straight-up monster carved like a Greek statue, Frank Bruno.
There is only one Frank Bruno.
Bruno was 26, British, and built like a tank. At 6 feet 4 inches with an 82-inch reach, he looked more like a young Ronnie Coleman than a boxer, and he could punch. Hard.
And the world title, the right spotted. He's got him again, he won't get up from that.
A bronze medalist from the Olympics, Bruno had racked up 32 wins, 31 by knockout, with just 2 losses. Yeah, the guy could crack.
The left jab there, down he goes again. Oh, that punch seems to...
That's a good right hand. And the man's right above me and he's almost coming out on top of me. And down goes Rivaldo. And what are people going to say about that?
This was the first time Tyson faced someone who not only matched him in size, but might have even looked more physically imposing. A lot of people figured this was the test Mike needed, and Bruno thought the same.
Very confident. I've got the power, the timing, the time is right. The guy, he just, you keep on damn.
In India hounding him he would make things even more
Saturday. A new heavyweight champion from England.
To make things even more interesting, Tyson was not in a good place. He was dealing with contract disputes, a messy divorce, and the media hounding him non-stop. The night of the fight, he literally showed up straight from signing divorce papers with barely 2 weeks of real training. For the first time in a long time, people started asking, is Iron Mike really untouchable?
At all time. Is there any questions? Shake hands, good luck.
Bruno looking totally unintimidated. And they're both halfway towards each other as the bell sounds.
Get right, Nick.
Mike didn't plan on sticking around that night. Just 15 seconds in, he dropped Bruno with a vicious shot.
Bruno down after a right hand. It is scored as a knockdown.
Business as usual. Frank scrambled back up and tried anything to survive, even threw shots to the back of the head, which cost him a point.
History, 55 seconds.
I kind of figured this would be somewhat of a street fight. It's not really boxing right here. Mike Tyson is traditionally doing what he does in the past. He's done in the past, rather. Go inside. Bruno's trying to make him respect him. A lot of rabbit shots thrown. Back of the head punch thrown by Frank Bruno.
Richard Steele warning Bruno not to hold Tyson at the back of the head. Mike seems oblivious to the right hands from Bruno. He just wants to get in and throw.
Somewhat of a smart tactic about holding on, but one thing about it, Bruno has a tendency, Jim, to stand straight up. As he throws his punches, he backs away, which leaves him susceptible to left hook.
Mike began with a fury going to the head. He has not yet thrown body shots. A lot of people thought would be Bruno's biggest problem early.
There's blood from Bruno's nose. Come on, let him go, Frank.
Solid left and a right by Tyson, and now Bruno rabbit punches Mike as he takes him to the ropes.
And again, it's a smart tactic by Frank Bruno. You know what's happening? Because Mike hasn't fought in a while, Mike is getting a little anxious now. He's trying to throw little shots, and referee Steele is trying to, well, he's giving a warning.
And Bruno's getting a useful breather here as Richard
But then, out of nowhere, Bruno landed a clean left hook. Tyson's knees buckled. Big Frank froze like he couldn't believe what just happened. And instead of going for the finish, he let the moment slip.
Tyson, I don't particularly agree. Mike is incredibly strong.
Tyson finally went to the body in that last exchange. Now Bruno lands a short left inside. And Tyson wobbles for a second.
amateur's chance that is talked about.
And now another left hand from Bruno. And it is Mike Tyson who for a second there lost his balance.
Mike was really rocked by that shot by Frank Bruno.
The crowd here stunned by the early fury of this action. Bruno is going to make it out of the first round, and so for that matter does Tyson.
One man down.
Bruno kept clinching, landing some decent lefts, doing what he could. But even an off-form Tyson wasn't going to lose tonight.
As round two begins, Tyson lands a solid left hook.
It's apparent that Bruno is working on his left hand too, because in the past it was always been his right hand that was able to do the damage. The left hook was able to daze and hurt Mike Tyson. See, even inside, Jim, I don't think it's good for Bruno to just stand there because Tyson's arms are shorter, he can get those little shots in there.
Left hand to the body by Bruno, and Tyson wailed back, but missed.
Bruno needs a jab out there to keep Tyson off balance.
Bruno's got the distance now that he needs to jab, but he hasn't started to throw it with any consistency, just pawing with it so far.
What Bruno's doing, and it's so elementary, just can't.
Tyson with two chops.
Just keep it out, it's caught out there.
Tyson with two chopping left behind.
Highlights, man.
Oh, and a left slap. Pull them apart.
It's very unorthodox, but it's work.
Against Tyson have been those who've been able to hold him and throw his rhythm off. Mike is getting a lot of shots.
I heard Bruno corner say throw some uppercuts.
Bruno trying that left hook inside, but the starch has gone out of it. No longer does it hurt Mike the way it did in rounds 1 and 2. Keeping Bruno up at this moment. There's blood trickling from his nose. Hold on. Bruno is wobbling. Solid left hook.
Like an open body exposed.
Solid left hook inside. And an uppercut with the right. And Bruno is wobbled again. Bruno will try to hold on. Tyson tries to get punching room and hits Bruno with an elbow in the mouth. Uppercut, right hand. Bruno's in serious trouble. A left hook. And Richard Steele watching carefully. Only guts keeping Bruno up at this moment. There's blood trickling from his nose and his mouth. Tyson really doing damage with the uppercuts. Just missed with the right. Trying to land the one haymaker.
Oh, it's just a matter of time here.
Vicious punishment.
That's not shot. That's the Bolo shot.
And
Beautiful
Richard
shot.
Steele has seen enough. As Terry Lawless throws in the towel, Simon.
Oh, it's just a matter of time here.
Vicious punishment.
That's not shot. That's the Bolo shot.
And
Beautiful
Richard
shot.
Steele has seen enough. As Terry Lawless throws in the towel simultaneously.
That was
Enough. As
not shot. That's the Bolo shot.
And
Beautiful
Richard
shot.
Steele has seen enough. As Terry Lawless throws
The Bolo shot.
and
Beautiful
Richard
shot.
Steele has seen enough. As Terry Lawless throws in the towel simultaneously.
That was a shot, Jim. That double shot with the same hand.
What you saw there, as I said earlier in the round, is a mark of the progress of Mike Tyson from a good, raw, young heavyweight into a great heavyweight who knew how to go about his work.
A Official time, 2:55
Mike,
of round number.
another one on your belt, another notch. Was this harder than you anticipated?
No, not at all, because I knew that he was going to come up. He was talking, and the way he was talking, I knew he was hyped. He was ready to go. And I knew I was the best fighter in the world. And I wasn't worried about
20
it.
seconds into the fight, though, you've got him on the canvas. Do you think what's going on here, it's all over?
No, I knew he wasn't hurt. Thank you, friend. God bless you. I knew he wasn't hurt as bad as everybody thought him was, because I didn't hit him with a solid shot.
What did you hit him with?
I think it was the right hand, somewhat grazing.
Yeah, and then you hit him on top of the head and he went down. Were you then surprised that he came back and he seemed to hit you with a pretty good left in that round?
When he got up, he meant business after, oh man.
But did that left hand shake you momentarily that he hit you with in that round?
He was throwing a great deal of hard punches, but I refused to go down. They didn't even faze me.
After that round, it seemed that you had established that you were the guy, and now he was just there to hold on. Was that how it seemed to you in the ring?
Absolutely. But still, he was sneaking some very hard punches in between there.
So he was stronger than some people gave him credit for.
Absolutely. Well, you have to think, when fighters come to fight the heavyweight champ of the world, like Ali, they automatically become better fighters.
What happened in the fifth round that you saw? You knew that he was weakened enough after the fourth round that it was just a matter of time?
Well, absolutely. I knew I was going to get him.
All right. Memories of Bone Crusher Smith passed through my mind. A guy who hugged you for 12 rounds.
Well, no, I knew he wasn't about to hug me for 12 rounds, because he was trying to...
On Shakur's jaw. He's hurt. Leg to the body. And Zepeda is getting off.
It was the evening of July 12th, 2025 in New York City.
Oh, am I watching boxing?
Sometimes I struggle with the fact of why the possibility I can read.
He thought he was really mad at you, huh?
Classrooms, clown him out. What's good, y'all?
I thought of Milan, Italy.
God!
I thought of Milan, Italy.
God damn it!
Kayla, go get out the house.
Stop recording me.
No.
Stop recording
I'm not
me.
dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this.
Bro, all I'm asking for is some help. To hold your son. I
haven't got
your
to.
son.
You're acting in the video. Do what you were doing.
No.
See? No, if you look, you're gaslighting, manipulating. What were you doing?
Stop.
Man, I already videoed that, so I don't really care.
Of course you did. Because
Because
you're
you're trying to manipulate.
You're fake.
What were you doing?
No, this is so fake.
I'm just kidding. I didn't video it. Just go.
This is so fake. Just McCartney get everything. Stop!
Yeah, that shit is weird.
You have things breaking right here, too.
That was wild, man. Use discount.
At the dawn of the 2000s, videos with Kimbo Slice blew up the internet. Gold medalist and former WBO champion Ray Mercer.
Morrison goes down.
On Horde, Slice pinned the prey to the fence and unleashed fury in the clinch. After a bunch of elbows,
Mercer laying against the
he punched the body and hit a double leg.
body shots. And now a double leg takedown.
The boxer pulled off a sweep and found himself trapped in a tight guillotine.
On the back with Ray Mercer in his guard. Boomerang tapping out. Guillotine choke. Tap out win for Kimbo.
In a span of 90 seconds in the cage, Kimbo earned $80,000, an amount that many UFC mainstays could only dream of. He showed that he was able to adjust his style to MMA. TV's
minute and commit.
elite.
Against Mercer, and his second fight's against a guy who has 20 fights. And I was concerned about it. He never was.
Then people think.
As soon as the bell rang, Kimbo went on the hunt. He steered the victim into an ambush and pulled the trigger.
Calm, cool, collected. Already a body shot. Ripping away a Cantrell. This one is over before it even begins.
A rear hand uppercut to the body, followed by an elbow to the head. A combo rarely seen even in modern MMA. The Bahamian got the job done in 19 seconds.
and at the same time helped the rival discover his talent for drumming. Now showered with attention, Kimbo needed a unique challenge. Tank Abbott was a former street fighter himself and had successfully turned it into a UFC career.
Stewart's taking some vicious shots to the head. Oh, that's it.
Back in the 90s, the wild-mannered heavyweight was the embodiment of no holds barred, but had lost his step by the time he met Slice. In a chaotic start, Kimbo landed a couple of bombs and hit the back of the head, chasing the finish. As soon as the contest continued, someone's mouthguard was found on the canvas. Before the ref had time to figure out what was happening, Slice had already thrown it into the crowd. When they finally re-engaged, Kimbo went into berserker mode.
To this main event, just listen to this crowd. They actually touched gloves.
The kill shot blasted Tank's head.
Another right across the jaw. The third one's the charm. Kimbo Slice wins the main event.
I like that nigga, boy. I like that nigga.
The timer froze at 43 seconds, putting a stamp on one of the most brutal annihilations of the year.
Right across the jaw. The third one's
In early 2008, Elite XC signed a deal with CBS, one of the largest TV networks in the USA. For the first time, MMA was going to be broadcast on free television in prime time. Kimbo was entrusted to headline the historic event, opposite a former Pride FC veteran, James Thompson. James declined a game of chance on the feet and leaned into his wrestling. Halfway through round 2, Kimbo got a chance to load up. But was grounded again shortly after. Losing on the scorecards, at the start of the final stretch, Slice delivered an overhand, forcing a panic shot out of Thompson. The Bahamian negated the attempt and uncorked the finishing flurry. The Brit wanted to eat the referee alive, but this 1,000-yard stare spoke for itself. The main event of the evening attracted 6.5 million people to the screens, becoming the most watched MMA showdown in television history. The same Kimbo Slice who brawled in the backyards of Miami has now turned into one of the biggest attractions in the sport. Kimbo wasn't about to slow down. His next opponent was supposed to be Ken Shamrock, but he received a cut hours before the bout. As a result, Seth Petruzzelli stepped in on short notice, a former UFC fighter and a black belt in karate and BJJ.
Slice quickly across. Slice goes down. Slice gets pounded out, and they stop it. Rocky is here.
As soon as Kimbo closed the distance, he got welcomed with a fist to the face. Considering Petruzzelli's resume, many hardcore fans predicted Slice's defeat, perhaps in a slightly more competitive manner. Kimbo's consolation prize was $500,000 for 14 seconds in the cage.
At Art Bar, holla at your boy.
The result upset the Elite XC bosses, but the worst was yet to come. Subsequent to the bout, Petruzzelli admitted that the organization had offered him extra money to keep the fight standing. A scandal flared up, and Dana White had a field day with it.
That's fucking illegal.
With their main asset losing and problems with the broadcaster arising, the promotion went bankrupt. Since the day Kimbo first stepped foot in the cage, no one has tried to belittle the street fighter more than Dana White. The UFC president called Slice the toughest guy at the barbecue and believed that Elite XC events were pulling the sport back into the 90s. But as soon as the Bahamian was no longer under contract, White changed his mind.
It's just a random day. I get a phone call, and it's Dana. On the phone, he goes, "I bet this is the last call you would ever, expect to get." And I'm like, I'm actually not so surprised, Pretty fucking bright, and there's something there with him.
Kimbo became part of the 10th season of The Ultimate Fighter and was even granted a separate presentation.
What's up, Kimbo?
What's up, D-Dog?
Jump in line there.
Yes.
At the opening stage, he was matched up against Roy Nelson, a gut with a wicked punch, who never missed a lunge. Man. Nelson did not tempt fate by exchanging on the feet, and exploited the opponent's obvious lack of ground game.
Move! Fight's done.
He would go on to win the entire season and establish himself in the UFC for years to come.
With the big right hand.
Kimbo, on the other hand, did not leave the show right away. He trained with the contestants and clearly gained knowledge, as well as friends.
You don't meet Kimbo Slice and not like Kimbo Slice. He was the nicest guy in the world. So obviously once he started to gain some rapport with the other fighters and started to train with them, they respected his work ethic, what a good teammate he was. Everybody liked Kimbo when he left tough.
Kimbo's appearance on The Ultimate Fighter brought record-breaking views, which prompted the UFC to give him a second chance. In his debut, he faced a middle-of-the-road striker in Houston Alexander.
We go!
Slice hunted for the chin in his usual style.
Combination. Oh, nice movement. Good. Start to really move forward, Joe. Nice jab by Kimbo.
And even showed progress in the wrestling department.
Houston, yep. He's taking his back. To the top.
He gave his opponent a proper beating on the canvas.
Big ground. The ground game, if he was going to be a true MMA.
Until he lost the position.
Alexander's up.
In the third round, Alexander went on the offensive.
Alexander has one-punch knockout power. We've seen that before. Here's what.
And soon dropped the Bahamian.
Oh, that was a good one. Huge kick. That's the one we talked about. That was a big shot.
The ending wasn't easy.
Both guys are so tired, Mike. Look how slow these punches are coming. Oh, big elbow by Houston.
But Kimbo didn't let the fight slip away.
Wow.
5 months after the hard-earned victory, he faced Matt Mitrione, whom he knew from their time on Tough. Kimbo surprised Mitrione in the early going with an explosive takedown.
Wow, what a...
But got stuck in a triangle.
Mitrione trying to finish his fight.
Only his innate power helped him escape the strangle. When they stood back up, Matt implemented some low kicks.
Nice, they're heavy. Oh, again. Mitrione looking to finish.
Forcing Slice to shoot for the legs again.
Kimbo's a tough warrior, man.
Ending up on top, Mitrione took mount and sealed the deal.
And Mitrione's are exhausted here. And shown. It's all over!
Kimbo had the courage to compete in the world's strongest league, but was clearly outmatched by elite athletes in terms of skill. No matter how hard he tried to make up for that deficit, the Street Fighter couldn't keep up with the true pros. Following the defeat, Slice was released from his contract. After leaving the UFC, 36-year-old Kimbo decided to venture into professional boxing before it became mainstream. Slice performed at smaller events, where he amassed a 7-0 record against questionable opposition. After nearly 3 years of boxing, the Bahamian hung up the big gloves. The main reason for the departure was Kimbo's desire to spend more time with his loved ones. Despite his ruthless demeanor inside the cage, outside of it, Slice was always a family man.
There's a lot of them. My first oldest son, Kevin Jr., then my second oldest son, Kevin II, then my oldest daughter, Kevina, then my second oldest daughter, Kiera, and then my third oldest son, Kevlar, my third youngest daughter, Cassandra, my son's baby's mom, Kiana, my little grandson, Kevin III, and we have a dog named Kimmy. That's the family.
Brought up in the ghetto, Kimbo sought to give them everything that he himself was deprived of. His kids have always been his main priority in life, although the former Street Fighter's methods of education were unorthodox.
Well, who's that texting you?
Keytrick.
So tell me about him.
All right, he's taller than you, right? He like 6'3".
Oh, I like big niggas. I like to drop big niggas.
No, wrong thought.
No, right thought.
After a 2.5-year hiatus, Kimbo's fists grew itchy. In 2015, he announced his return to MMA by signing a long-term deal with Bellator.
It's the fight fans want to see.
First up, Kimbo faced another veteran, Ken Shamrock. They had unfinished business since their days in Elite XC. Shamrock landed a takedown at the outset.
Level change, the single leg and hit by Shamrock.
And went for his signature move.
It's under the net, and that is tight.
But couldn't break the Bahamian. And during the assault, Slice got back up and issued a retirement check for the vet.
Slice back to his feet and unloading with the right hand. It was all Ken Shamrock, now all Kimbo Slice. Drop Shamrock, and they're count for beyond.
Having secured his first MMA win in 5 years, Kimbo faced Dada 5000, another street fighting alumnus whom he knew from their Miami Scraps days. Both former neighborhood tough guys gassed out on their way to the cage.
A smile at him, right down to his hip.
The bout was fought under the rules of oxygen deprivation.
Dada.
Nonetheless, Slice proved to be the fresher of the two.
Can't even get his hands up anymore. Kimbo gets out of his way, he's gonna fall. Dada has no idea where he is. And that's the ground.
The veterans' showdown clearly didn't live up to nostalgic expectations. Nevertheless, in his first Bellator bout, Kimbo drew over 2 million viewers to their screens. And in his next outing, he pushed the metric to 2.5 million, setting a promotion record that stands to this day. After all those years, Kimbo Slice was still a superstar. In the summer of 2016, he was preparing to step into the Bellator cage for the third time. But a month before the event, his health seriously deteriorated. The doctors diagnosed him with heart failure. The slugger's situation worsened day by day.
Me on Sunday, and it was the first time he ever said this to me, and I could hear it in his voice. He said, you know, Mike, he was like, you know, I'm scared. And I'd never heard his voice say that.
Kimbo was admitted to the intensive care unit and put on a ventilator. He needed a heart transplant. However, his unstable condition made the surgery impossible.
I look up in his eye and I'm calling him. I get no answer, but it was like he was looking at me, but he weren't. When I screamed, I said, he ain't answering me.
Kimbo Slice passed away on June 6th, 2016 at a hospital in Coral Springs. He was 42 years old.
I guess whenever I decide to shave the beard, that's when I probably put Kimbo at rest. But would Kimbo ever be at rest?
Kimbo Slice had an incredible journey from the streets of Miami to becoming a legendary figure in MMA. With millions of views online and appearances on some of the world's biggest stages, he made a huge impact on the combat sports industry. As the saying goes, there are athletes and then there are fighters. Kimbo was a fighter to his core, but also a father, son, and friend. The kind of guy you could always count on.
What makes us who we are, to go up, to come down, and get up and keep on fighting. I was designed in some kind of way to win some, to lose some, but more I'm gonna keep coming. I'm gonna keep on fighting. All day. It's hot nigga eat, man.
I remember watching that shit as a jit when he used to be doing those street fights. I remember that shit. And then that's when he went to the MMA. I ain't really watch him when he was in the MMA because I thought the street fights was way better. You know what I'm saying? Then he had passed away, and I'm like, damn, that nigga, man.